Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about a little wrinkle or issue that's come up in the wake of after supposedly everything was all stitched up, the settlement of CBS for the 60-minute suit with Donald Trump. Let me just start by reviewing what this is about. Trump actually claimed deceptive advertising based on the fact that a Harris interview, one version of it played in the morning, one in the evening. It was a little different. Happens all the time. No sense that it's deceptive at all. When the suit was filed, people literally, mocked it and laughed at it. There's nothing there, and CBS was going to be defending. Then came Trump's successful strategy that is used in other places, which is to leverage certain things that people want, that big media folks with other media interests want, to actually get them to settle, and then to make it worse, to sort of claim that, when he sues Wall Street Journal with no basis at all, this one too has next to no basis. He's able to say, "I beat CBS. I'm totally defeating the deep state, and I can do it again." Okay, what is happening or has happened is Trump's handpicked head of the FCC, which is not supposed to consider substance in or opinions in any way in deciding whether to grant a merger, is doing just that, rattling sabers inappropriately and making the parent company of 60 Minutes and CBS fear that a very lucrative merger with Skydance would be in some ways held up based on concerns. In theory, they're totally bogus in practice, of not being completely fair in the way they are presenting things. As I say, one interview in the morning, one interview in the evening. Trump even declined to participate. It's a non-event that they would have pushed on hard, but they cave basically because the potential merger is very lucrative, including for this sort of biggest power play or on the Paramount board. And so they're leveraging other interests with the powers of the presidency to affect those. Pretty much same thing seems to have happened with the Washington Post and the LA Times. And, this is really a pernicious and new aspect of Trump 2.0. Anyway, they are now saying in the CBS suit. So Trump, after touting a victory, which of a sort it is, he gets a settlement that really he had no business getting for a meritless suit, is now saying not only are they going to pay $16 million to is Paramount, but another $20 million in advertising, which Trump now says he's going to get on top of the $16 million, making the deal worth $36 million. But more than that, really opening a can of worms, because he has said before that, and they're in the filing papers for approval of the settlement, there were statements saying this is no more additional compensation, including public service amounts. It's just the 16 million. So that's going to really create a fight. You had two Democratic senators, actually three, Warren, Wyden, and Bernie Sanders, that have already communicated with Skydance, saying, is there a side deal for public service announcements? So far it had been quiet, but Trump can't resist being out there touting the arrangement. Maybe he's puffing a little and it's less than that, but maybe not. And in any event, it doesn't mean the deal gets totally scuttled, but it certainly would mean that there's more to it than so far has met the eye, and that there is the possibility of regulatory or congressional oversight if indeed this $16 million deal on a lawsuit that never should have gone through in the first place is converted into a $36 million deal with all this free public service announcements, as Trump is now claiming. So he's opened this can of worms. Congress is going to try, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and others, to get to the bottom of it. And there's the possibility, anyway, the precedent in the law for it being an impediment to the mergers going through, or just in general to the oversight of the previous lawsuit settlement, in which, based on the papers they had to answer, Paramount has said, that's it. It's the 16 million. Now Trump is saying the exact opposite. That's not good. How bad it could be, it's not clear, but you can be sure that you have some members, some Democrats in the Senate who are eager and determined to get to the bottom of it, and we'll see if they contemplate doing anything to scuttle or otherwise impair the settlement that, as I say, is really the whole basis and reason for the CBS's decision, the defendant here's decision, to go along and write a check for a lawsuit that is completely bogus. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.